We're all trying to make sense of a constantly shifting world, aren't we?
Yeah.
Whether you're navigating daily decisions or, tackling complex projects, the sheer volume of information can feel, well, overwhelming.
Absolutely.
And when it comes to understanding people,
Yeah.
your users, your customers, that challenge just intensifies.
It really does.
So if you're building products, designing services, or maybe just aiming to truly grasp human behavior and attitudes, the question quickly becomes, how do you cut through all that noise? How do you pick the right tools from like the huge arsenal of user experience or UX research methods?
Right.
This deep dive is basically your guide. We're going to give you a powerful mental model to confidently select the best research approach, making sure you build more intuitive, more effective products and services.
Exactly. Our mission today is it's to move beyond just picking a method you happen to be familiar with,
Yeah.
We want to equip you with a structured framework for strategically selecting the most effective UX research method, helping you uncover those deeper, more meaningful insights that you might otherwise just miss.
And we're diving deep into some really insightful material today. Primarily Mapping UX Research Methods, a three-dimensional guide by Christian Rohrer.
Great source.
Yeah, and it's an excellent visual companion piece, too. These sources offer a truly comprehensive way to kind of navigate this complex landscape.
They really lay it out clearly.
One thing the sources highlighted that genuinely caught my attention was this. Many design teams, even with this whole toolbox of options, they often just default to one or two methods they're comfortable with.
Yeah, you see that a lot.
It makes you wonder what crucial, maybe even game-changing insights might be slipping through the cracks, doesn't it?
Definitely.
Our goal today is to help make sure you never fall into that trap.
Let's do it.
Okay, so let's unpack this.
Yeah.
Given the sheer number of research methods out there, how do you really know what to use when?
The million-dollar question?
Right. It's the fundamental question for anyone serious about understanding their users.
Yeah.
And the sources are crystal clear. Almost every project benefits immensely from combining insights from multiple methods.
Oh, for sure.
It's rarely just a one-and-done kind of deal.
That's such a crucial point to emphasize. UX research isn't merely about collecting any data. It's really about asking the right questions to understand users deeply.
Right.
Without a clear strategy, you risk gathering information that might be interesting, sure, but ultimately not very helpful.
Yeah, interesting but not actionable.
Exactly. Which is precisely why a structured framework is so vital. It makes your method choice clear, strategic, and directly tied to the specific questions you actually need answered.
So the sources don't just list methods. They give us this really insightful three-dimensional approach to categorize and understand them. You can almost picture it like a set of axes, right?
Yeah.
Helping you plot where each method lives and what kind of insights it's best at providing.
That's a great way to visualize it.
Let's start with dimension one, attitudinal versus behavioral. This distinction, it's all about what people say versus what people do.
Yes.
It's a fundamental difference. And the sources tell us these two things are often quite different. Makes you think about how many times we've all said one thing and done another, right?
Absolutely. All the time. So attitudinal research focuses on understanding users' stated beliefs, their awareness, what they're willing to report back to you.
Okay.
Think of it as directly asking people about their thoughts, their feelings, preferences.
Surveys.
Surveys are a big one, yeah.
Yeah.
Great for categorizing attitudes on a larger scale. Or think about card sorting.
Oh, right.
It directly reveals users' mental models for how they think information should be organized.
Yeah.
Super valuable for information architecture.
Makes sense.
But the key limitation here is that the insights are constrained by what people are consciously aware of, or frankly, what they're willing to express.
Okay.
And while focus groups can give you a sort of top-of-mind view on a brand or a concept,
Right.
they're often less reliable for detailed usability insights. Group dynamics can really sway things.
Gotcha. So that's the say part. What about the do part? Behavioral.
Right. In stark contrast, behavioral research directly observes what people do. It's designed to sidestep that whole say-do gap by looking at actual actions.
Okay. Like how?
Well, prime example is A/B testing. You present different design choices to random samples of users, and then you literally measure how those variations directly affect their actions on a site like conversion rates, click-throughs, time spent, whatever you're tracking
So you see the results directly.
directly. Or another powerful method is eye tracking.
Oh yeah, I've seen those heat maps.
Exactly. It literally shows you how users visually interact with a design, revealing where their attention is drawn, or maybe where they're completely missing crucial information. It's about their actual behavior.
That distinction between what people say and what people do is incredibly powerful, but does it mean we always have to pick a side? Are there methods that kind of bridge that say-do gap you mentioned?
That's a fantastic question, and you've really hit on a critical point there. Yes, definitely. Methods like usability studies and field studies are excellent examples of where we can blend both perspectives.
How so?
Well, they allow us to see what people do in a somewhat natural or controlled setting, but we can also ask them why they made certain choices or how they felt about an interaction.
Okay, so you get the observation and the explanation.
Exactly. You get that rich, mixed insight. Now, generally, for usability purposes, they tend to lean more towards observing behavior.
Right.
But that blend is incredibly valuable for understanding the full picture.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense. So once we understand what people say or do, the next crucial step is, well, how we gather and interpret that information, which brings us to our second dimension, qualitative versus quantitative.
Yes.
And this goes beyond just like open-ended survey questions versus multiple choice, right? It's fundamentally about how data is collected and, more importantly, what kind of insights it provides.
Precisely. Qualitative research, it generates data through direct observation or by hearing directly from users.
Okay.
This allows researchers like us to ask probing questions, follow up on unexpected behaviors, maybe even adjust the study protocol right there in real time if needed.
More flexible.
Very flexible.
Yeah.
And the analysis typically isn't mathematical. Instead, it's about identifying themes, patterns, and these rich descriptive narratives. What's fascinating here, and really important, is that qualitative methods are vastly better for answering questions about why something is happening or how to fix a particular problem.
The why and how.
Exactly.
Yeah.
For example, directly observing users in field studies or during usability testing helps you deeply understand their struggles, their needs, the context of their actions, all vital for effective problem solving and generating new ideas.
Okay, so that's qual. What about quant?
So on the other side, quantitative research gathers data indirectly, often through measurements or instruments with predetermined data points. It's like task completion time, success rates, number of clicks, error rates, that sort of thing.
Got it. Metrics.
Metrics, exactly. The insights here are derived from mathematical analysis, usually of large data sets. So this raises an important point. Quantitative methods excel at answering how many and how much types of questions,
Okay.
which is crucial for identifying the scale of a problem, measuring impact over time, and prioritizing resources to address the issues with the biggest reach or frequency.
So things like large-scale surveys.
Yep, large surveys for measuring attitudes numerically across potentially thousands of users, or analytics tools that track aggregate user interactions like page views, conversion funnels, user flows.
Right, the big picture numbers.
The big picture numbers.
So, okay, let me see if I got this. If you're digging for the why something's broken or the how to fix it, qualitative is your best bet.
Generally, yes.
But if you need to know how many people are hitting that problem or how much it's impacting a key metric, quantitative shines.
You nailed it.
It sounds simple when you put it that way, but understanding when to apply each one seems like it could really transform your research outcomes, right?
Oh, absolutely. Knowing which lens to use when is key.
Now, let's turn our attention to the third dimension the sources bring up, the context of product use.
Context.
This is all about where and how participants are actually using the product during your study. And this context matters immensely because it directly impacts how realistic and applicable your observation is going to be.
Yeah.
So like the difference between seeing a user struggle in a sterile lab versus seeing them try to order groceries on their phone while, I don't know, wrangling a toddler.
That's a perfect analogy. It really is. The sources outline 4 key categories here. First, we have natural or near-natural use.
Oh, yeah?
Here, the goal is minimal interference. You want to observe real-world behavior or attitudes as they naturally occur.
So high realism.
Exactly. High external validity, meaning the findings are highly applicable to real-world situations. But the trade-off is you might sacrifice some control over the specific topics you'll learn about. It's less focused.
Makes sense. Examples.
Think ethnographic field studies, where researchers literally go observe users in their own environment, their home, their office, wherever. Or intercept surveys that pop up while users are naturally using a website or app.
Got it. What's next?
Second, we have scripted use. Here, participants follow specific tasks or scenarios you give them.
Okay, more control.
Much more controlled. It focuses insights on particular product areas, like maybe navigating a newly redesigned checkout flow. This is crucial for consistency and getting reliable metrics, especially in things like benchmarking studies.
Comparing performance.
Right, which are often very tightly scripted to compare performance over time or against competitors. Consistency is key there.
Okay, natural, scripted.
Then there's limited use. This involves using maybe a simplified version of the product or just specific design elements to study an abstracted aspect of the experience.
Like focusing on one piece.
Exactly. Participatory design fits here, where users interact with and maybe rearrange design elements on cards to express their ideal solutions.
Oh, cool.
Or card sorting and tree testing also fall into this category. They focus specifically on how information architecture is understood or could be arranged, often without the full product context muddying the waters.
Right, isolating the information structure.
Precisely. And finally, number 4 is not using the product at all, sometimes called decontextualized studies.
Studying something without the product, how does that work?
Well, these address broader issues beyond direct product usage. Things like brand perception, general aesthetic preferences, or maybe understanding overall user needs that a future product might fulfill, often before any specific product even exists.
Okay, so more conceptual foundational research.
That's
Now, what's really powerful about this framework, it seems, is its flexibility. The sources highlight that many methods aren't just locked into one spot on these dimensions, right?
That's a really important point.
Yes, like you mentioned, field studies can blend observing behavior and asking questions.
A field study can easily shift focus from what people do to asking about what they say or believe, making it incredibly versatile.
And eye tracking.
Same idea. Eye tracking can be done in a completely natural, unguided browsing session. Very behavioral, very natural context. Or it can be done within a highly scripted task scenario, still behavioral, but now in a scripted context.
So these categories offer more of a flexible continuum, maybe, than like rigid boxes.
That's a perfect way to put it. A flexible continuum. Think of them as lenses you can combine.
Okay, this is great. Now let's add that final element. Time. When in the product development journey are you asking your questions?
The time dimension. Crucial.
This is our 4th key consideration, and it seems like it dramatically shapes your research goals. It's like knowing if you're trying to bake a cake from scratch, taste testing the batter, or, evaluating the final baked cake.
Precisely. Great analogy again. The sources break down product development into 3 key phases, each with distinct research objectives. First, we have the strategize phase.
Okay, beginning of the process.
Right, at the beginning, often called generative research. You're looking for new directions, uncovering unmet needs, generating fresh ideas. Methods here aim to generate insights about which way to even go.
So what kinds of methods fit here?
You might use field studies to observe people in their natural environment for inspiration, diary studies to capture behaviors and needs over time, in-depth interviews to really understand motivations, surveys to gauge broad needs, participatory design to co-create concepts, or concept testing to get early feedback on a brand new idea. It's all about opening things up.
Got it. Generating possibilities. What's phase 2?
Next is the design phase, or formative research. This occurs during the design process itself.
Okay.
The goal here is to improve the usability and the overall experience of the design you're working on, and to inform iterations. These methods help form the design.
All right, so refining the thing.
Exactly. So if you're trying to figure out if your information architecture makes sense, card sorting or tree testing are your go-tos for understanding those mental models.
We mentioned those.
Yep. Or when you need to quickly iterate on a prototype, usability testing, moderated or unmoderated, remote or in-person, gives you that rapid, actionable feedback right when you need it to shape the design effectively.
Makes sense. Formative, shaping it. And the last phase.
Finally, we have the launch and assess phase. This is summative research.
After it's out there.
Used after a product has launched to measure its performance, usually against earlier versions or maybe against competitors. These methods sum up its success or lack thereof.
Okay, so measurement and evaluation.
Right. Think usability benchmarking to track key metrics over time, unmoderated UX testing for large-scale performance data, A/B testing to compare variations in the live environment. clickstream analysis or general analytics for understanding aggregate user paths and behaviors, and of course, post-launch surveys to gather feedback on the live product experience.
Wow, okay. So what does this all mean for you, the listener, trying to figure this out? It means your project's current objective and its stage in that development lifecycle should guide your method choice just as much as the type of data, attitudinal, behavioral, quant you're seeking.
Absolutely.
It's really about being truly strategic from the very beginning, making sure your research is always aligned with your actual goals.
You got it. Strategy is key.
This has been quite a whirlwind tour through the landscape of UX research methods.
We covered a lot of ground.
But hopefully you can now see the comprehensive power of using these dimensions, attitudinal versus behavioral, qualitative versus quantitative, the context of use, and that phase of development. Using all that to make truly informed choices about your research strategy.
And, if we connect this to the bigger picture, the sources wisely point out that while these methods definitely have scientific roots, their application in UX is also very much an art.
An art? How so?
Well, these are general guidelines, frameworks, not rigid, absolute classifications. You often need to adapt and combine them creatively. And ultimately, the ultimate success of any research, regardless of the specific method you choose, is measured by the actual impact it has on improving the user experience of the product or service.
Ah, right. It's not just about doing the research. It's about making things better.
Exactly. It's about solving real problems for real people, not just collecting data for data's sake.
Couldn't agree more. And with this framework, hopefully you now have a powerful mental model to navigate this sometimes confusing world of UX research.
Yeah.
You can ask smarter, more targeted questions, choose methods that genuinely get to the heart of user needs, and ultimately build experiences that truly resonate. This deep dive, I hope, has armed you with the strategic lens you need.
It gives you a map, essentially.
Yeah, a map. Perfect. So you've now got this robust framework at your fingertips to tackle the complexities of UX research and make better, more informed decisions.
Hopefully.
You're no longer just picking a method you happen to know. You're choosing the right method.
For the right question.
At the right time.
That's the goal. And maybe to leave you with a final thought to consider.
Okay.
Given how often, as we discussed, what people say differs, sometimes dramatically, from what people do.
Right, that say-do gap.
How often might we be optimizing the wrong thing if we only listen to one side or only observe the other?
That's a really good point.
What new insights might you uncover by intentionally trying to combine both attitudinal and behavioral perspectives in your own work, or even just in how you understand the world around you?